What up, you guys? Judge Ryan here. I know it's been a while, but I'm here to review the show that happened last night with BLACKPINK. Now, there's a whole lot to get into. I figured let's go through the track list and everything that happened, and then I'll give my thoughts at the end. I also just made a video talking about where I've been for the past few months and also trying the new Lady Gaga Oreos. So be sure to go watch that. But for now, let's get into BLACKPINK's The Show. I'm Judge Ryan. Is it good? I'll be the judge of that. Okay, court is in session. Let's talk about it. First of all, the show was supposed to happen like at the end of last year. Wasn't it supposed to be like New Year's Eve or something? Which I was really excited for. But I don't remember exactly what happened, but I'm pretty sure COVID started going crazy again. And so I think they had to shut down the production for a while. And so then it reopened. And so I think in that time they kind of reassessed and changed what they were doing and made it bigger and better. And then also created like a lot of behind the scenes content for the community tab if you joined as a member. I did pay for the plus package, which was $40. So, tough pill to swallow. I'll do it for BLACKPINK, you know, they're my girls, but I was like, oh. And so I'll talk about this at the end. Let's get into the show. Starting off, they came out with Kill the Celeb. Killed it, amazing. They looked incredible. They had probably some of the most elaborate outfits that they've ever been in, especially when they're dancing like that. Loved it. I loved the stage and all the dancers. That one was amazing. It was the traditional Kill the Celeb musical arrangement and choreography. Then they did Crazy Over You, which is the first performance from the album so far, especially the first performance we haven't seen of a song from the album. So Crazy Over You. So first of all, my first thought was this choreo is like sexy. Second of all, I liked how they started out with like their own separate parts with the dancers. That was really cool because they don't really do that a lot. Normally they're all together and then maybe the dancers will come in at the end. So anyways, I loved it. Loved it. Because Crazy Over You is one of my favorite songs off the album. And then that transitioned into their first little like speech where they were welcoming us to the show, and we got some good close-ups of their looks and their makeup, which was on fucking point. They all had, well, like, I think Jennie and Jisoo possibly. I don't remember because I didn't record it or anything because we're not supposed to. And I'm not trying to get like a lawsuit. Okay, I'm not trying to get sued. So, and then that went into How You Like That. And what I loved about this was they had the actual like prop of the wings and like the bodice of like the person from the music video that with like the crystal wings. Beautiful. I love that prop. And then of course they just did their normal How You Like That choreography and everything. Loved it. Next was they did like the galaxy interlude where it like went through like the galaxy and then it came into close-ups of each of them, and they were like really colorful, and Playing with Fire was in the background, and I was like, oh my god, fuck yes, Playing with Fire is my favorite song. And then they didn't play it, and I was like, shit, they better not just gloss over it. But that transitioned into Don't Know What to Do, and they were in like these like crystal-y, almost foil looking caves, and they were each in their own and with their own dancers, and then they came out and joined together. And this one they were singing with the handheld mics. They sounded amazing, and this was the first time, or like the first time in a long time since I can remember like Sure Thing. Well, even at Sure Thing they didn't use mic stands, but this is like one of the first times I remember them using mic stands and having like a laid back, stripped down performance of Don't Know What to Do like that. Jisoo sounded amazing. We all know the part Jisoo sings in that one. And they also changed their looks, but also Lisa's singing stood out to me because not that Lisa isn't a singer, but she's more of like the main, not, okay, I better be careful about what titles I use. When I say main rapper, I mean she mainly raps and brings the swag and stuff. She does sing in some songs, but usually that's not the focus for her. But in this one, I was like blown away because it was like she sings so good. like, I don't know why I'm always surprised, because I know she can sing, but she just really stood out to me. Then, as I said before, I was a little perturbed that they were going to gloss over Playing with Fire like that, but luckily they transitioned into performing Playing with Fire. What I wrote down in my notes was a huge stage. I think they did their usual choreography, which is like some of my favorite choreography from them. Then the electric guitar at the end was awesome. Man, I wish we could go back and watch it and reference it. I know they're going to be rebroadcasting it, but I'll get into that at the end. So then Lovesick Girls came, and what I noticed on this one was the live band. They're fucking amazing, right? I love the live band. This one, you could feel and hear that kick drum from the band. And also, they did some close-ups of the band, and they were all wearing masks, which I found interesting. Not interesting, but like, everybody else, all the other dancers didn't wear masks. But maybe it's just because they were like the forefront performers at the moment. Okay, then this is where they started doing the solos. And at first, because it was Jisoo, and they put like the one picture with the name, and I was like, oh, are they going to do all the girls? But then it was like just Jisoo, and then it went to just Jisoo performing, and I was just like shook, because at first I thought she was going to be singing Clarity again, but no, she sang Tovlo, which I think I'm pronouncing Tovlo wrong, because I heard that it's different, but my bad. She did Tovlo's High, and then not only that, it wasn't all in English, she sang it in partly Korean also. I was shook. I said, a full gown. She was dressed in a full, like, frilly gown. Beautiful. Oh, good English. Jisoo's English is so fucking good. Especially going back from where she started to now. It's just, like, it's incredible. She looked beautiful. Oh, and then the dancers came in. They were in, like, white, and they were dancing a contemporary style, which really fit the emotion and the vibe of the performance. And also, what I noticed, she recorded her own ad-libs, just like Tovlo in the song, but they were Jisoo's voice, which I loved. Oh, and then the acting. We all know Jisoo's the actress, and she fucking sold it at the end. Like, she was full-on sad vibes, like, missing the person she's talking about in the song and everything. So then it went to Lisa's solo, and I was like, okay, what's Lisa gonna do? Because I know Lisa is going to be having a solo as well, but I think they're doing Rosé first, obviously, and so I cannot wait for that. But she did Doja Cat Say So. I was like, no way. And so then she came out in like this, up on the steps with the mic stand, I was thinking like a showgirls vibe, very like, I wouldn't say Broadway, but that kind of performer vibe. With the super curly hair. Oh, and I'm pretty sure she had a different rap than the original Doja Cat verse, which, okay, I was like, that really sold me on it, because, and we all know Lisa's amazing, and she could have just performed Say So normal, but adding her own verse, making it her own, mind blowing. And then she danced with a prop with the mic stand, like full on integrated it into the choreography. There's nothing she can't do. Okay, then I was expecting it to go to Ginny or Rosé for their solo, but they didn't, and they went to Sour Candy. I'm not even joking when I tell you, I was not expecting that at all. Follow me on Twitter, because I tweeted about it, and I was shook. It was, first of all, the first time Sour Candy has ever been performed live. And I wish Gaga was there. I wish Gaga could have sent in like a video or something. But they were amazing. What were my notes? I said, for boy dancers, there was boy dancers. I was like, because they don't work with boy dancers a lot. Oh, and then I put Lisa in pigtails. Because she looks so cute. Okay, but that was amazing. I love Sour Candy. Oh, I wish they made a music video for it. Okay, so next was whenever Blackpink sat down and started talking, they talked about a little bit about Sour Candy and Leonce. I'm guessing those might be some of the dancers. I don't know, because the captions were off for me. It was like cutting them off or not showing them. So I like couldn't really get what they were saying because they were talking Korean. Then when they were sitting down, then they went into Love to Hate Me. Which I know I say this for like every song off the album, but like that one is one of my fucking favorites. And it was like an acoustic version, and I loved it. But then they cut it short. So I wish I could have heard more. But it led into You Never Know, which was the musical arrangement was more stripped back than the actual track. But not by much, because it's not like You Never Know has a really heavy track or anything. But I wrote down their vocals were shining. Like, they sounded so good. I'm just so proud of them. And it was beautiful. It was like the spiral staircase with snow coming down. Couldn't have asked for a better performance of You Never Know, which is also, once again, one of my favorite songs off the album. Okay, now we go back into the solos for Jennie. And I was like, okay, when Jennie came out, she had these braids right here. I was like, oh my God. And then it started cutting up closer and she had a lot of blush on. She looked fucking amazing. And what I noticed was she did that intro from, I'll put a picture of it, but the SBS live performance where they're in like this huge crowd, probably at an award show or something, I don't know, where she's dancing with the two guys and they like do all this choreography, and then it went into solo. But it was like, it all kind of sounded different. It was like a remix basically. And she rapped a new verse, and it was like a long verse, like there was bars. Fucking incredible. I need to see this again. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do if we never get to see these again, or if they're not gonna release like an official track of it. Also, it had new choreo, and then it went into this like tropical house vibe almost with different choreo, and then it went back into that very ending part. Up until now, that was my favorite solo by far. We all know how much I love solo. It's like, I can't even tell you, it's one of my favorite songs of all time. And that remix could not have been better. But now we got Rosé. And we all know Rosé's coming out with her own solo project right now. So not gonna lie, I have her notifications turned on Instagram. And when I saw the fucking Rosé solo on the notification, I clicked it so fast. I watched it. I should have reacted to it, but it was only like 30 seconds. You guys, it could not be more Rosé. Like, I'm so proud of her. It sounds amazing. The little guitar, it's not little, but like the guitar vibe of it. It's like slower. It's totally Rosé. Her voice completely shines. Oh yeah, it started off with all these words: pure, poetic, utmost passion, never die, something like that. And then I couldn't get them all written down. And it showed it was like, it's going to be the music video. It's got to be of the Rosé teaser. It showed that, and then it transitioned into her on like a swing with an empty swing behind her or beside her. So I'm guessing whoever she's singing about is gone. And up until then, we don't know the name of it, but she's there. And then the guitar player is over here on the side. Looks amazing, sounds amazing. And then at the end, it shows Gone in letters. Like, I was shook because I was trying to guess what it's gonna be, because it's like, all my love is gone. So I was thinking it's gonna say all that, but no, it's just Gone. Perfect, amazing. I cannot wait to hear it. Now I have to say, Jennie's solo for me is just, was still my favorite, because it's just like the performance and the hoopla of it all was just so incredible. But all this did was make me want to see Rosé's solo so much more. I can't wait for it. Okay, so then that one transitioned into Pretty Savage, which was like, it was like an interlude almost, because it looked like a music video. I was like, no way, are they debuting a Pretty Savage music video right now? They never did. It was just, beauty shots and them looking badass and stuff. probably to switch the vibe from, you know, this sad kind of love song ballad from Rosé's Gone to, and then they gotta hype us back up for Pretty Savage. Okay, but also the music on that interlude was giving me full-on American Horror Story vibes. It had, if you know that the title track for or the title sequence for American Horror Story, it's always got these weird clicks and stuff like that, and it creeps you out. I was getting those vibes from this, for sure. It was a super cool performance, and I'm guessing, I didn't watch the James Corden performance, but from the thumbnail of the James Corden performance, I can tell that it's the same one. Oh, and they also played the Jisoo saying BLACKPINK in your area, like, a lot. Which I'm telling you, that might be my favorite one. Of all the girls singing BLACKPINK in your area, Jisoo I think is my favorite. Oh, and then this is where I was like, oh my god, these smoke machines. Like, because I've seen performances where it's like they'll put smoke out and then it's gone like in 5 seconds. No, these smoke machines like left smoke on the stage. It was perfect. And I also have written down, live band guitar is perfect on this track. It really shined through. It really cut above all the music and you really heard it. Also, Rosé's hair is curled, which I know because it's bleached so light that it can cause a lot of damage. And we really haven't seen it being curled a whole lot this whole since their comeback of How You Like That. I just thought to make note of that. And also this one had male dancers. Now we go into Do Do To Do, which it transitioned with this, like, you know, that heartbeat sound, like the heartbeat of a drum. They did that, which I love. And then they had like fire, water, and it had different choreos and parts. I said, oh, and then there's a bunch of male dancers, and then they're all in the water. And I was like, no way. I didn't think Blackpink was gonna go in the water. Then they fucking went in the water. They went in the water and performed. And they had a few different parts of choreo, which I don't know if it's because to stay safe, like dancing in water so they don't slip and fall. But I was shook. Also, they lifted Rosé up like a cross. Like, I was beyond. I said, girl, they better not drop her. She's got insurance. She better have insurance. Oh, and then, you know when Rosé says, what you gonna do when I come through with that, she sang it lower than normal, I think. I wrote that down because it was just a tad lower than normal. And then they did like the stomping dance at the end. That was super cool. Okay, now that then transitioned into, they showed a dome. I'm not sure. I don't think it was the Tokyo Dome, but it could have been. I didn't catch it. But they were showing like the first venue they ever performed at. Stay is playing in the background, and they're showing like old videos of a concert and stuff, and like some of the behind the scenes of Blackpink Diaries. And Stay is playing. Then the girls are in empty stadium seats, and they're talking about how they're talking about their tour and how they loved it and they miss seeing the blinks. Obviously it's empty because of Corona right now, and it's just completely sucks. I mean, I can't get into that right now. And then they show the part where Jennie is crying during the encore at the end, which I'll start tearing up just thinking about it because I love that. And then all of a sudden my computer started buffering. I said, what the fuck? But literally it was right at the end, and so I don't think I missed much. And then it transitioned into Whistle, and this was a different stage with like a bunch of like box vibes. Then they're all in all white outfits, which they stayed in for the rest of the show. Also, I put different choreo at the end, but I don't remember what it was. So then after that, they went to As If It's Your Last. And one part I noticed, Lisa tapped Jisoo on the hip, I think, and then they started laughing, which I loved. It made Jisoo smile. And then Jennie might have touched Lisa when she was sitting on her leg. And also then they did a band section where they really started showing off the band. They went around to a mall, or they cut to a mall, and there was like a guitar solo. So then that transitioned into Boombaya. Love the song, but oh my god, Lisa was in front, or no, maybe not in front, but anyways, there was the shot of her face and her eyes were piercing through the screen. Lisa has those eyes, she has those expressions, and she was giving it. Okay, and then this one had tons of dancers. It was like all of the dancers. And then at the end, they shot streamers out and everything, and the girls were out of breath for sure. And then they started speaking. They were saying how they miss us. Oh, Jennie was complimenting Rosé's solo, then Rosé started complimenting Jennie's remix, and it was just, all that. And then they thanked the Blinks again, and they were talking about how it was difficult to make all this happen, and they were thanking the staff again. And then they said that there's one last song. And I was like shook. I was shook because we're about like an hour and 10 minutes in, and I really expected I expected kind of longer. I don't know why, but I did. And so then after that, then it cuts to a behind the scenes moment of, it's like printing out all these posters, and then they put it on like a set piece for the stage, which then the girls are all sitting down and the lights come back up, and then they're singing Forever Young. Oh, I love Forever Young. Okay, and this one, there was no choreo. They were just going around playfully dancing, showing off the posters of the set pieces, really. And Jennie had a camera, so she is either for like a BLACKPINK but Diaries 24/365 vibes, or it's for Jennie's YouTube channel. But I guess we'll see in the future. And then Jisoo found this little BLACKPINK pin that she put on her shirt, and then they skipped the breakdown at the end and started thanking all the bands. And I wrote the names down. There's Benny, Omar, Justin. I missed this one's name, but I think it was Yon or Yom, something like that. I missed it. And then Brandon. And then they thanked the backup dancers and the staff and the YG family, which was really nice. And then the credits, and that was it. The credits were showing like rehearsal and stuff like that. But so that was the show. Now, it was amazing, don't get me wrong, but I kind of was expecting a little bit longer. It kind of just, because I was like, my thoughts going into it was they're for sure gonna do every song off the album. That means Ice Cream and Bet You Wanna were not performed, which I was like, whoa. Because especially Ice Cream, like Ice Cream had its whole moment with the music video and everything. And so also, I don't think we've ever seen them perform the choreography live to Ice Cream. So that was surprising. So that was it. Everything was amazing. Their performances were amazing. Now let's get into, my thoughts about everything. First of all, I could tell it was pre-recorded when they started cutting and changing outfits and stuff, which nowhere did it say it was like live, but I just kind of thought it was going to be a live show. But anyways, I'm glad they didn't, because they were able to do a whole lot more without it being a live show, like with the fire and the water, that part in Do, which I love. But then I did feel like I felt the missing presence of the fans, because it was like they're performing to the camera. There's no fan interaction really. And I feel like that really made the Coachella performance that's what really hit it home for me. Like it was just incredible. You could tell they were just blown away and in awe performing at Coachella. And I wish the fans could have been there. You know what I mean? Okay, and then I was gonna say, although the lighting is really, really cool, I loved how they did all the lighting. They had amazing lighting artists and directors on it. But at a few points, it seemed a little too dark, where they needed more of a direct lighting on them. Just a little bit, This is not a problem, but it's definitely a creative preference. But this happens a lot with Ariana Grande on her tours. But that's just me being nitpicky. Okay, but what I really felt made the show was they would change just enough up in the music arrangements and in the choreography. It made it fresh, it made it new, and I loved that. Okay, in total, it lasted around 1 hour and 20 minutes. I mean, really, could it have been much longer? They could have played some more B-side songs and really done it. But, I guess leave them wanting more than like overstaying your welcome. That whole vibe. Okay, now let's talk about the price. I feel like it was not worth $40. Personally, I think, here's how I think it could have been worth $40. Because here's the thing, because it's a live broadcast and you don't get to rewatch it or anything, and I understand why, to help cut down on piracy or people re-uploading it places. I understand that, but I feel like if I'm paying $40, I should maybe in a few months be able to get like a digital download of it or something where I get to keep it, I own it, like if somebody put out a concert DVD. That's just me.
She's live now.
I feel like that could have made it worth $40. More like, you know how on Disney Plus when Mulan came out, they did that premiere access thing where you could buy it for $30 and therefore you got to keep it. But that's just what I would suggest watch the show, which is what I've done. I haven't really dove into any of the community posts and also the rehearsal was broadcast and you don't get to, so you have to catch that when it's live. You can't replay that. And it's like, well, if that doesn't work in my schedule, I'm not reaping the benefits of paying that extra for the Plus membership. But overall, you know what? If they were in town, I would have gone, but we can't right now. So I'm so beyond happy to pay the $40, support them, support everybody who worked on this, because let's not forget about, because of Corona, people are like out of jobs. And it's amazing that they were able to do all this. And so I just want to say thank you to BLACKPINK, thank you to YG, everybody who worked on this and put on such an amazing show. I'm never going to forget it. It's amazing. It's going to be talked about for the rest of their careers. The verdict is in. BLACKPINK absolutely killed it. Although I do wish some things were different. Mainly just the price of the membership and what you get for it. I'm beyond satisfied. Beyond happy. I'm so proud of the girls. I cannot wait for Rosé solo. So yeah, everybody, thank you for watching. Be sure to go watch my last video where I describe where I've been, what's been going on with me and everything, and eat the new Lady Gaga Chromatica Oreos. And subscribe, like all my videos, and keep an eye out for whenever Rosé solo drops, because you know I'm going to be reacting to that. There will be lots more videos soon. I have so many just pre-recorded and ready to post. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.